Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel! So, I've been wanting to do a collection video for some time now, and I thought I'd start off easy with showing you my very small Anthurium collection. At this time I only have 2 Anthuriums in my collection, so this video will probably be quite short and hopefully very sweet. Anyways, thank you so much for being here, and let's just jump right in on showing you my first Anthurium. This is Clara, my Anthurium clarinervium. I got her during my first trip ever to Grönväxtriket in May of last year, so I've had her now for soon 10 months. And let me tell you, she's been a dream to take care for. She's been very low maintenance, and I've only had one leaf go crispy on me, even though I had her standing without a humidifier for the first 4 months of being under my care. And speaking of her leaves, these leaves are to die for. I absolutely love the dark green of these leaves, and also the like pale green veining on them. They are absolutely stunning. I'm trying to show you in the best way possible. So yeah, and to top it off, these leaves like shimmer in the sunlight, and they are velvety and so soft to touch. So yeah, oh my god, I just want to hug you right now. However, she's not been a particularly fast grower for me. I've only gotten 1 new leaf since I got her, but let me tell you, wow, it was such an amazing experience watching that 1 new leaf emerge and grow and mature, and that transformation is absolutely beautiful and so mind-blowing. I'm lost for words. It's absolutely amazing. If you've never seen a new Anthurium leaf emerge before, they start off very small and has either a dark maroon or coppery color to them, and it's so beautiful. And this coloring fades into the more green of the actual leaf it will have in the end. And yeah, my daughter just woke up. So I guess we'll just hit pause on this video then. Yeah, I'll be back later on, I guess. Okay, let's just see how this goes. My daughter is currently playing on the floor next to me here. So if you hear baby sounds, that's her playing. Hopefully she will be fine with me filming the rest of this video. So yeah, just keep that in mind if I tend to be a little distracted during the rest of this video. So yeah, where were we? Yeah, I think I was talking about how the new leaves form and emerge. So they start off very small and have a dark maroon or coppery brown color, and this coloring fades to the green that they will end up having as they grow mature. The new yeah, sorry about that. I don't know if you can hear me, but okay. The new leaves contains a kind of pigment that protects the leaf, and this pigment absorbs various UV spectrums that lowers the risk of damaging the DNA of the leaf. This is an inflorescence, and this part here, the curvy part, is called a spadix, and on it there are actually multiple tiny little flowers. I don't know if you will be able to see that. Yeah, there we go. Do you see all of those tiny little dots? That are, each dot is one flower. This is the third inflorescence that she's given me, and the first two I was a little bummed that it wasn't new leaves that she got me. However, this time around I'm much more excited because I have a very exciting experiment that I will use this inflorescence for. I learned just last autumn that you could, even though you only have one Anthurium in your collection, you could actually get seeds from it. And that is possible due to these inflorescences being bisexual, meaning they have both a female and a male phase during their life cycle. My daughter is standing right down beside me now, wondering what I'm doing. Okay, let's continue. I will not be able to get seeds from this inflorescence though, because they start off in the female phase, and as you can see, hopefully here, do you see those like little dewdrops? I don't know if you can see that. Oh, come on. Do you see those little dewdrops on the side? Yeah, hopefully. That means that the female phase is already in place. The dewdrops mean that this inflorescence is ready to receive pollen. So what I need to do is to wait until it goes into the male phase, and that's when it will start to produce pollen. So when it does, I will brush the pollen off and collect it in an airtight container and keep it in the freezer until the next inflorescence in line appears, and once again gets into this female phase and receptive phase when it starts to produce these kind of dewdrops. I will be following the steps by Mish from Leaf Life Sydney on Instagram. She has a highlight on her Instagram feed where she goes through the steps on how you can pollinate your Anthurium inflorescence. Tyler from Your Local Plant Boy also has an IGTV where he cross-pollinates two different Anthurium species. Both of these are very educational and helpful and very interesting to watch. So if you're also interested in trying your hand on pollinating your Anthurium in your collection, I highly recommend giving them a watch. I will link both of their Instagram down in the description below. Anyway, I will probably do a video about this whole process, so I will go into more details on all of the steps that I've taken in that one, so stay tuned. So now let's talk a little about how I've been caring for my Anthurium clarinarium. The first 4 months or so I had her standing in a north facing window, and I didn't have any additional humidity for her at all. In August, I put her in my daughter's room, which has a south-facing window, and I put a bigger humidifier in there in September, and then in November, I put her in my bedroom here, in under a grow light and right next to this Levoit humidifier you see here. And honestly though, she's been very happy and looking the same wherever she's been standing, even though the lighting and humidity has been very different. And so yeah, she's definitely been very low maintenance for me. So when it comes to the watering, I've been kind of all over the place with her watering schedule. I've kept her in the nursery pot and in the soil mix that I bought her in. The soil mix is very light and well draining, which is something that they prefer. So the first couple of months I watered her every 4 to 5 days, give or take, since the soil dried up so quickly. But as the year progressed, I started to water her less frequently, and it could go up to 2 to 4 weeks between waterings, and she wouldn't complain at all, and she would still be looking just as happy and perky as before. Since last month, I started watering her a little more frequently again, not letting it go any more than 2 weeks between her waterings. Once again, she's been looking the same, perky, happy, not complaining. So as you can hear, I'm still learning how to care for this Anthurium clarinervium, mainly because she has such a good poker face that it's hard to tell when she's unhappy or not. And luckily she's been very patient with me, and she has let me trying to figure her care out in my own pace, without throwing any tantrums or such at me during this very long learning period, which yeah, it's very kind of her to be so patient and understanding. So I think it's time to show you my second and last Anthurium in my collection. This adorable little guy right here is my Anthurium pendens, and I am so in love with how these leaves look, because they are very different from all of the other plants in my collection, and I love to have a bit of a variety within all of these green foliage plants. So I've had this Anthurium pendens since October of last year, which means I've had it for 4, soon 5 months. Yeah, she wasn't happy. So I got my Anthurium pendens from Matilda at PlantFanaticNation on Instagram. She had posted a photo of him on, I think, on her feed, and it was love at first sight. So I immediately contacted her about it and asked if it was available, and it was. As you can see, he's still a baby and so stinking adorable. I love the way he looks. He has grown 2 new leaves for me under my care, and this is the latest one. This latest leaf is much bigger than the previous new leaf that I got, which I'm very excited about. It's very beautiful, and I'm not really sure if it's done growing yet, but I think so. He did lose a few leaves during the first couple of months in my home, mainly because he was trying to adjust to his new home environment. So I was never worried about it. Men Ylva, hör du, sluta ät på mitt halsband. Ah. So when he arrived, he came without soil, and so I planted him up in an aeroid soil mix, which consists of regular potting soil, cocoa coir, some pumice and some perlite. And nowadays I also add bark into my aeroid mix. But anyways, I also opted to put sphagnum moss on top of the soil and wrapped it around like the little stems to keep in some of the moisture for it. Since he is potted up in a terracotta pot, and a very small one at that, he dries up quite quickly. So as of now, I water him every 4 days or so. It has gone up to a week and maybe even 8 days in between waterings a few times, and he's been handling that very well. So that's good. The first month that I had him in a quite low light spot in my daughter's room, and in around maybe 50 to 55% humidity, give or take. But since November, I've had him here on top of this shelf here in my bedroom. So he's been standing under a grow light and right beneath or right above the humidifier, and he's been loving life in here, which has been such a joy seeing. So the humidifier usually pumps up the humidity in here to around 55 to up to 80%, so it fluctuates quite a lot. And then I usually turn the humidifier off during the nights, and then the humidity drops down to 35%. Yeah. Now I will probably need to repot him when spring comes, or at least have a little check to see how the roots are doing, and I will probably also repot this one, or at least check on the roots and to see how that one is doing as well. But I can't wait to see how big my Anthurium pendens will grow, because this one seems to be a much more faster growing Anthurium than the Clarinarium seems to be. Or maybe I just haven't figured out the correct care for her yet, so we'll see if that changes this year. So I might get some more leaves. That will be nice. So that was the 2 Anthuriums in my collection as of now. However, I do have 2 wishlist Anthuriums coming in March, I believe, at the end of March. I pre-ordered them from Oscar from Plant shop here on Instagram about a month ago. And the 2 Anthuriums I pre-ordered are the Anthurium crystallinum and the Anthurium veitchii, which I'm so excited about, and I can't wait to get them here. Although I am a bit intimidated by them at the same time, because I'm still very new to Anthuriums, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. As long as I can keep the humidity high enough for them, I think they will be fine. But yeah, I will keep a close eye on them in the beginning to see that they are adjusting to my home environment. Okay. Anyways, and that was it for this video. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching. I'm sorry that it became quite yeah, I'm sorry that it might become quite messy as my daughter woke up, but yeah, that happens. So if you have any Anthuriums in your collection, please leave me a comment below on which ones you have, and if you have either the crystallinum or Veitchii, I would be very, very grateful if you would leave me some care tips down in the comments below. It will be highly needed, and I would be very, very thankful. So, thank you so much for watching. I hope you will have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you next time. Bye!